Good morning, children. Welcome back. We are going to start with a new lesson, and that is your temperature zone of the world. In this lesson, we are going to start with few things that you have to remember regarding your weather, elements of weather, climate, and the factors influencing the climate. This is part 1. In part 2, we'll be dealing with the heat zones. So moving further, you should know what is weather. Sitting in a class, at times, bright sunny day, suddenly if it rains, you feel happy over it. That is a change in the atmospheric condition, and that is nothing else but your weather. So weather is the atmospheric condition that changes from place to place and even time to time. Weather is clear, and in your weather, there are certain elements of weather. The first one is your temperature. Second, air pressure. Third is the movement of air. Movement of air. And the last one is the moisture in the air. The moisture present in the air. Moisture present in the air. These are the basic elements of weather. Now next we are going to deal with climate. Your weather is only for a short period of time, whereas climate is for a long period of time. And your climate is the average weather condition of a particular place which stays for a longer period of time. That makes it different with weather. So I hope climate is clear. I'm repeating it again. Your climate is the average weather condition of a place over a long period of time. Now in your climate, again, there are factors influencing the climate. Factors influencing climate includes 5 points. The first one is distance of a place from the equator. Second, altitude or height above sea level. Third, distance from the sea. Fourth, humidity. And the fifth one is wind. Now these factors we are going to deal in detail now. The first one, distance of a place from the equator. With a small diagram, I'm going to explain you this factor. Suppose this is your Earth. Yes, you know the two endpoints, North Pole, and you have got South Pole here. The Earth is divided by the equator. Yes? Now, that's your sun, this main source of heat, right? And light. The area near to the equator receives the direct sun rays, whereas the places near the poles receive the slanting rays of the sun. Here near to the equator, you can notice that there's a vertical rays that falls over the equator, which make this area very hot. Whereas near to the poles, the rays are slanting and spread over a large area. So the heat is not as hot as compared to your equator area. So this is the reason that the area near to the equator is hot. So as you locate a place, you try to find the temperature of a place, as it moves towards the poles, the temperature of a place decreases. And as you reach near to the equator, the temperature always increases of a place. So that is your distance of the place from the equator. Now moving to your next is your altitude or height above sea level. That also I'm going to explain you with the help of an example. As you know, as higher you go, the cooler it becomes. As higher you go, the cooler it becomes. During summertime, you enjoy to visit more hilly areas, right? Because as the temperature, as you move to a higher region, the temperature, the air temperature decreases over there. And that's the reason we say it height above. This is your sea level. So as it rises high, as you move forward towards a height, that region, that means the air temperature becomes cooler. So that is your height above sea level. Next is your distance from the sea. You know that during daytime, the land gets heated up quickly. So the warm air rises up, giving space. So the warm air rises up, giving space for the sea breeze to enter the land area. Which makes this area a bit cool. Yes? So that you might have learned about land breeze and sea breeze. Yes? So this, in summer, the warm air rises up and the cool air enters the land area, making the surrounding warm and cool for the people there. And in winter, that is very cold time, again the cold winds are there. So these same cool breeze enter the land area and makes it cool for the people. So that's your distance from the sea. That is, as it goes ahead, the breeze always moderates itself, moderates the place. The temperature over here is neither very hot nor very cold. Next is your humidity. Humidity is the amount of water vapor present in the air, and that at times near to the coastal areas, the people feel very uncomfortable because the sweat doesn't dries up. So that's the place where you say that means the humidity is more over there. The water vapor content in the air is more. Next is your winds. Wind is again another factor influencing the climate. The wind coming from the sea carries moisture. And from the desert, if the same wind comes from the desert, it is very hot and dry. So again, winds are a major factor influencing the climate. This was the end of our first part. A recap, we learned about weather, what is weather, the atmospheric condition of a particular place, which can change from time to time and even place to place. Then we learned about the elements of weather. The first one was your temperature, second air pressure, movement of the air and moisture in the air. Those were the elements of weather. Then we learnt about climate, the average weather condition of a particular place over a long period of time is your climate. Then factors influencing climate, we learned 5. The first one was distance of a place from the equator, or also called as latitude. Second, altitude, height above sea level. That means as higher you go, the cooler the place is. Then distance from the sea. You had learned about the breeze, land breeze and sea breeze. Then coming to your next 4th point, humidity. Humidity is nothing else. The amount of water vapor present in the air is your humidity. Winds, again, blown the air. The wind that blows from the sea carries moisture, and those winds that blow from your desert area, it is very hot and dry. So that was the end of your part 1. Now in part 2, we'll be dealing with the heat zones. So sit back, go through the second lesson, the imaginary lines, learn the latitudes nicely, because they are going to help you for the second part, that is your heat zones.